Hello everybody and welcome to episode 13 of my Beastman playthrough. Now we are just recouping after smashing some wood elves, I do have a bit. I might build up. I'm just going to build up these arms a little bit more just to get myself a bit more. I'm not going to pop that one. I'll do the Minotaurs because I do have a few Minotaurs in this army. More Minotaurs, which will help reduce the upkeep for them. And let's just pop our end turn now. Now, just going to spend a couple of turns getting ourselves back in fighting spirits, and then we are going to start smashing our way through the border princes, clearing their territory. Now we might have other people come in behind, but we'll start smashing through their territory and claiming it, getting a lot of growth out of it, and a lot of money out of this certainly, so that we can really push out our hordes. As I keep mentioning, at some point soon I am going to start off that third horde, which is going to be well, it will stay as quite a basic horde to start with, because obviously it's going to cost me a lot of money, but you know, as I start getting more and more hordes out, I'm going to really want to start keeping the income going, and ideally if I can split my hordes up and only bring them together when I can get, you know, to have little clumps of hordes going around the map, raiding away. But we're not quite there yet, but we are getting towards that point where we will start with that. Right. So if they want us to raise or sack a settlement belonging to any of the people I'm at war with. So that's quite a few people. Let's have a look how we're doing. So I'm going to hold one turn just to get myself a little bit more, a little bit back at the moment. I might even drop. We've only got 3 here. What can I recruit? I should have started recruiting a couple more chariots and swap those over to my other herd, but it's a bit late to do now. Okay, so one more turn here and then we will start moving on, guys. So, oh, and we've got a Bray herd there. So, well, we've got a Bray herd which has been following us around for a while. So we'll move on to Zvorak next and smash that apart. And at some point, you know, and we'll start pushing forwards, and we're gonna kill those horrible elves there as well. As I said, having smashed their main lord, that's really going to actually help us here. So we're going to be paying quite a bit of attention to that, but to where they do have a couple of other big armies I need to pay attention to where are, but you know, and they are, well, I don't know how big they are, but obviously they've expanded over here as well. But I'm not going to go back to these regions at the moment, because all I'd really pull out of them is growth, having just destroyed them, and I want to get myself a bit of extra income at the moment. So to do that, we are going to be pushing forwards aggressively. Okay. So now it is time to start moving again. Let's put both these guys into raiding stance, actually. Because that little army is not a worry to me at all. That's a bit better money-wise. Obviously, I'm not doing brilliantly from doing this. Now, they do have another big army over here, and that is not a nice. Those war dancers will do a lot of damage if I fight them. But that's put us in a good position. They do have a big army here, so I'm either going to try and goad them out, or I'm going to try and, which I could do with my Bray herd actually. So what I might do is pull off a bit, just put my guys into encampment stance, so I think there's just the Bray herd there, which might well pull an army onto us, which means we can smash that apart. Or we can always and we've got an underway interception. That's a tiny little army, but we're going to smash that. So that was a nice easy kill there. Or the other thing we can do is, I mean, I could potentially just smash that town, but if I can pull the army out first, that would be far more beneficial. So we'll just keep an eye on that. We'll have a look and work out what we're doing, because tactically I will be better to pull them out, to tease them out of that town, and then smash it apart. Obviously we have got Stone Mine Tower there on the far side, and I don't know how far the Border Princes have expanded up here, or how well the dwarves are doing, because they might well have confederated quite a few people already, because the dwarves do tend to do a lot of early confederation as well. The Dark Moon. I'm going to take the replenishment this time in the negatives to horde growth, because I think I will start losing a bit of growth with one, but not too bad. Okay, got a little bit of levelling up to do as well now, which is nice. So we are getting there nicely. Which was the one we were going through at the moment? Yeah, the minus to enemy leadership in the local region is very nice and very beneficial for us. I do want to push down this one as well, actually. So that does buff up my own guys, although we've got some good ones up here which we will get at some point. Yeah, we're going to start pushing down this one to help buff up everybody around me. Now,
Malagor,
I don't know what they've got there, we'll go have a look. Ooh, add armor piercing damage. We're going to add that to my Gorbel. Okay, we're going to encircle here. And we're going to bring everybody up. You can keep raiding, but you can keep raiding nearby. You can see the chaos corruption in this region is really pushing out here. We're not going to attack this turn. Well, let's see. Right, we're going to take this now, actually. So this is going to be a nice big battle. We're going to win. I'm going to control it myself simply for the fun. We're going to just do I'm going to get everybody together, and we're just going to move forwards and enfold them with all of our, basically with our armies, as we've done before. I'm just going to enfold around them to make sure that they're not going to be able, that all of these ranged units aren't going to get away. So my all of my disruption units, like these guys, are going to be going around the sides, and we'll use our Ungors as a nice big line to pin them and fold in on their infantry, while our disruption guys get behind and hammer all of their ranged units. Now obviously they do have reinforcements as well here, so they are going to have quite a nice sized army here as well. So while I'm going to win this, I do need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Here. Now obviously we've still got some Gauls. I've got my best of Gauls here, so we've got a nice shaped army here as well, which is always good. When we finish loading, we will get onto this. So, oh, my other army is going to be coming into their side, so I'm actually going to want to be quite aggressive here early on. I'm happy with that amount of magic. Right, so let's split these into two strike groups, one for each side. In fact, no, with the way this is going, I'm actually going to leave them as they were, and they're all going to go down this side. Now the centre of my line can have a giant there. My Gorbel can go up with these guys, and Malagor can go behind. Oh god, what did I just do? And Malagor can go behind with my archers. Okay. Did I just have my entire army facing the wrong way? Okay, let's pretend I didn't do that, guys. I can't believe I just did that. That was really, really bad of me. Yeah, so that didn't just happen, guys, honest. Let's pretend that didn't just happen then, and start getting all my guys back into position. Now these guys can start forming up over here as they come in. I'm just going to keep paying attention as these guys all come in. Putting a nice big line along here. Everybody can double time at the moment. Right, these guys can form up behind here. And we can start getting our second disruption unit forming over here with the other lord. He can be put in the disruption unit. And our Sigor here. Okay, let's double dime while my guys reposition themselves after that stupid mistake. I am actually going to get hit by their army here, so yeah. No, I'm not getting hit yet. They are just repositioning slightly, so that's good. And my Sigor is throwing rocks at them already. Which, as you can see, I'm going to start throwing rocks at their artillery. Right, you guys can move forwards into this gap nicely. I don't need these guys. My disruption force can get itself set up on this hill. And Sigor can move up behind. They are starting to move, so I need to start moving too. We will do a counter charge onto these guys. I need to really start pushing these guys forwards. Oh, you guys, no, you guys can move up here to help them. The rest of these guys can start pushing over here quickly. They're putting themselves into missile range of me. Right, we're not messing around now, we're just charging in. Whoa, that was daft of them. They've just left all of their range exposed. So, yeah. That's an interesting choice for them. Now let's get these guys moving over here to support. And they're now splitting their forces nicely, so these guys can start moving here to hammer into the sides. My disruption forces can really start having fun now. Where is our lord? He can start heading down towards their main forces. These guys can start hitting into the sides. And what's coming down here? And they've got various units coming down here. And we're not going to be subtle, we're just going to start moving forwards with these guys. Our disruption line can start hammering up behind them as fast as it can. I can't spawn Sigor at the moment because I can't quite afford it. And my other archer unit can start moving forwards. And you guys can hammer into their backs, so you can keep pushing this way now. So they split themselves there. They split their ranks, which is something you should never do. Okay, these guys can start charging up into here. And some of my Minotaurs can hammer into the back of this, and my Gorball can hammer into the back of these guys. And let's watch as he comes in. Let's throw a debuff down on these guys as well. And let's buff up some of my guys. I've not even used any spells really this time, and we have completely cracked them there. So a mess up on my part, but it still went very nicely. So just throwing off a couple of spells because I can. So that was a very nice battle, even though I messed up. They split their forces. You never split your forces like that. So they I think they were just trying to work out which army to go for, and they should have held back until I came for them and hammered me with that artillery, but obviously they didn't want to. So that was a nice, easy victory simply because they split up. Obviously, I did lose a few. I lost 200 on my other horde, but that's not a bad loss, to be fair. It's something I can more than deal with. We're probably going to pull the money out of this province rather than anything else, so that I've got a few turns to, because I don't necessarily need the growth at the moment. While growth is always nice, I also want to have a nice big chunk of money sitting there because it means I can get away with not raiding when I need to not raid. And as you've seen, you can manage to spend that money very quickly, especially when I push out a third horde. So what I'll probably do is build that up very quickly. So we're going to take, it's only 7k, but it's a useful 7k at this point in time. Okay.
Malagor,
and we can go and start raiding into dwarf territory here. Oh, we do want to be a little careful of those elves there, actually. So I might have just made a mistake there. Okay, let's. I'm going to start pushing down the red. Oh, let's just pay attention up here. Oh yeah, we're going to keep pushing down that one.
Not possible.
That could be a tricky fight if they attack me. That could be a fight I might well not win if they attack me. So I want to be a little careful there. However, obviously I do have this guy who is getting himself in a very nice position now. And these guys are quite elite, so... Okay. I'm not sure who this Brayherd belongs to, actually. Oh, it belongs to him. I can't set a Brayherd target on him. So, no. Okay, let's enter and see what happens. I may need to do a little bit of running away if those elves come for me, but we'll see. I'm a bit surprised the dwarfs are in there. In fact, I think that oh god, all the dwarfs have just confederated, and it actually looks like the border princes have actually been at war with at least Clan Agrond there, so they've been taking damage, obviously. So I do want to be paying a bit of attention. If they're going to recap that behind me, I'm just going to go to war with them and smash it. Okay, the elves don't seem to have come for me, thankfully. I actually kind of hope they recap behind me, because if they recap behind me, I might just do a nice graze back down this territory afterwards when I leave the Empire, because I'm only going to have a small sojourn in the Empire at the moment, I think. Just burn my way back down, picking off their cities one at a time for growth with a new... Especially if I get a baby horde doing that, that'd be very beneficial. Get that horde growth out really, really quickly. Okay, let's move you up into the next territory. Oh, I thought you were on never mind. I thought he was on a raiding stance. So yeah, we're in a nice position here. These elf things are not in a good position here, because I can move myself onto them nice and easily if needs be. So that is quite a strong army, so I don't necessarily want to go and attack it just at the moment. But if it puts itself in a dangerous position, I will definitely take it. And we're going to smash through here. And, I mean, we could push through here up into the territories of man, or we can push up through here, though this is all vampiric corruption. So I might well just finish off these guys. Finish off the border princes here by smashing these two places, then push up through here. We will work it out as we move. And actually, I kind of want them to settle there, because they settle there. I'm also going to turn around, I'm just going to smash those 2 settlements for the growth, and I will then pop out a 3rd horde out of one of my hordes, which will mean I can, I might even be able to get one of the other legendary lords at this point, which would be quite good for me. Okay, so they did it. They did what I wanted. I'm not sure I get that, but I'm not complaining. So we're going to go back, we're going to clear through these, and we'll try and pop out a 3rd horde, and hopefully we'll be able to get Khazrak on that. With that, I'll just look what the requirements are for Khazrak, because I'd like him to be in charge of my 3rd horde, because that will give me another legendary lord leading things. Okay, so we are almost back on our go now. Depending on what the Doomseekers are doing. We have gifted musicians. I don't really feel like Beastmen are music-y type people, but you know, who am I to judge? Right, so if I go and look at Lords. Right, so Khazrak the One-Eye, what does he require? Sacrificing 10 sets of captives after battles. So I've been doing the wrong things for that. Right, we are declaring war on these guys.
I will not age with this.
And that's a nice easy auto. And we shall take the growth. Right, we are going to sit here raiding on the edge of this territory for the moment. I'm going to pull back a little bit and keep raiding, and we are going to just march down here, double time to smash this place for a bit of growth as well. I don't necessarily need the growth, but it feels a bit bad just leaving these guys behind me like this, so especially now I've declared war on them. How is my growth doing in this horde? It's reasonable. I've got plenty spare, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll work out what I'm doing. That is another end turn period, so the dwarfs are looking slightly worrisome. Actually, they are getting very powerful, but the dwarfs do this a lot. They start doing a lot of confederating very early on, which really makes them powerful, as do the orcs sometimes. And you know, sometimes you find the dwarfs of the orcs, certainly in 1, get very powerful very quickly, and now they can take other territories. It means they will potentially start splurging over the map quite a lot. Okay, so going through all the Scaveny clans, through the Empire, and there's still quite a lot of Empire factions, so they haven't been confederating as of yet. Okay, we are going to jump across the sea in a minute. Jump across the sea and smash Stone Mine Tower, and then we'll move back towards the other little place, and then we'll head up into the Empire territory carefully, because we're going to go a bit close to Athel Loren here. And I could, you know, they could well send other armies after me again. They wounded my Gorbel. For that, they are definitely dying. I don't think they quite realised what they just did. No, I don't want to spread out too much, so we're going to head down to here, start raiding, and then we're smashing this settlement next turn. Okay, so Truehorn, which is experience for Centaurs, or reducing the enemy holdout time. Let's take Truehorn for now. We could take the Embrace of Chaos, though I can't really afford to do that just now. So to get Kazarak, I need to actually start hitting a few armies and sacrificing their troops, which is something I haven't really been doing. Right, so the dwarfs do have a few big armies around me, so I just want to be paying attention to that. Now the dwarfs are definitely at war here, because they just lost a territory over here, which doesn't seem to have been settled, so that could very easily be Skaven who took that, who are another very traditional dwarven enemy there. Okay, so let's see what's happening next. Clan Moors, Clan Pestilence, they're doing their own thing, so they didn't lose it in that turn, so I reckon it's the Greenskins who took there, though why they didn't just settle it, I don't know. But no, I'm a bit worried about the dwarfs there, and actually it might be worth me hitting a few dwarven settlements just to take them down a little bit, because right now they are quite powerful. They're probably one of the most powerful factions I can see around me, and I have to go through them. So I've either got a choice: I can go through them very quickly, or I can try and take a bit of try and take a bit off them. Oh, so this is going to be a reasonable settlement. Nice auto. And we got 11k from taking there. Right, you are going to move to here. And you are going to encamp. Because I'm trying to goad these dwarfs out now. Okay, and enter. Because there's only one, as far as the dwarfs can tell, there's only one army there. There's only that Brayherd there, so they might, and this is only a might, they might come out to hit the herd. No, they didn't fall for it. But next turn we're going to just drop onto them. And we're going to smash that little settlement apart. And then we're going to hit the... Oh! However, the elves fell for it. So, we're going to fight this battle. You can see how powerful they are. Those elven forces are from this battle. So, you know, while I've got two armies here, they are going to be doing... they weren't going to win. They're doing a lot of damage here, but they completely fell for this. And this is Orion again, so Orion reborn, which actually makes sense for Orion because he is an immortal. He gets reborn fairly regularly, and every time he's reborn into a different guise depending on what's going on in the world. So usually he's quite a friendly and huggable. I'm not being able to control the Brayherd today. When I siege, I tend to be able to control these guys. So I'm going to need to be careful and give these guys quite a lot of support. This does actually make my job easier. I wonder if it's when they're reinforcing me, it makes things, it gives me control. Yeah, let's start moving up into position as quickly as we can, because these guys are not going to, and yeah, this isn't quite how I wanted to fight this battle, actually. Okay, is that everybody we're getting on? Yes. Right. This is what I was worried about. These guys are getting themselves too engaged too early on. Far too early on. Right, let's slam some units into these guys. Now I do want to be a bit careful because these guys are actually anti-large as well. Let's sneak through this gap and hit them. No, pull back. Right, my Centaur can start hitting them. You guys can start moving right around behind. Right, now we can hammer into them with their losing units. We can start pulling in around here. Why are you guys right back here? You can start moving in as well, getting yourselves right involved there. You can hit the side of them. You guys can keep charging, please. Right, let's start hammering into the back of some of the units to support my other guys. To support my Bray herd here. You guys can keep herding these guys along, and we're actually surrounding their main forces now. You guys can chase, one of you can get in. My Minotaurs can all start charging, as can my Gorbel. That's perfect, and now we can fold in on these guys. My archers can start moving forwards. My Centaur can start having a bit more fun. He can start throwing rocks at their lord, at Orion. And these two guys can now target Orion. Right, let's get some of these guys through. Let's hit Orion hard now. They've still got some powerful units in here, so I do want to be careful. But I'm not that worried about. Let's get my Minotaurs into the back of this unit. Let's watch this charge. And we're going to crack that unit in two now. So we're beginning to break. We've got more archers here now. Let's fold my guys in here. Let's get my archers moving a bit closer to help, to support. These Minotaurs can hammer into the side of these guys. They can keep chasing. He can start hitting them. You guys can keep hitting Orion. I want Orion down. Where are you guys going? You can turn around and start chasing these guys down again. You can fold in on these, and this is it. We're getting the mass route. We're breaking everything now. We've got the mass route going on. Let's keep on Orion. Orion is the only thing left in this battle now which isn't broken. Oh, we had a few more units either pop in or chase things off. So everything is now on Orion. And he is not going to leave this battlefield. Yeah, we can watch him in there fighting, and he's down. Okay, so that's a nice victory for us there. We did take a lot of losses, but needs are, that wasn't a battle I necessarily wanted to be fighting there. So maybe the odds were about right, because I did take a lot of losses. And these guys, ouch! These war dancers, I think they might have actually got a bit of a buff in Warhammer 2, because they were a little weak. I never really used them myself because I found they just weren't worth it. There were other units which did just as much damage as them. So, sacrifice captives to get favour. I need to be doing this to get Khazrak, so I'm going to start doing that a bit, because I need to do that 10 times. Now it does, however, lower my bestial rage, which is not a good thing. But if I do that 10 times, I can unlock Khazrak, who is another legendary lord. And also, if I get the Chaos Spawn units, I can then unlock the other legendary lord. So I'll probably start pushing down the Chaos tree on at least one of my other hordes. While I don't necessarily want to use Chaos Spawn myself, it's probably quite useful to at least get it unlocked. Okay, we're going to go and double tap Orion next turn, and then we'll move on to finishing off the Boulder Princes. So have they recapped somewhere down here? Oh no, that's Estelia who've recapped down there, making the most of their fallen comrades.
Malagor of Karud.
Okay, so various little buffs.
Chaos.
And let's, I'm still going to double tap you. So who is it they've got? It's just a random lord. And we got a nice ambush off there. Again, we're going to sacrifice. That's 2 sacrifices. We're going to switch to raiding stance and move back next to our other lord. Soon we will probably start taking the... start pushing up the other tree just to get my guys a bit more healed. Not healed upwards. To get my guys a little bit... few buffs down that red tree as well. Okay, so I am happy with where I am now. Next turn we're going to go push up here. Hit here, then we're going to probably try and do some damage to the orcs. Sorry, the orcs, the dwarves. Certainly, Karak Izor is going to be very nicely set up at this point in time. Anyway, guys, with that, I am going to be ending this one here because we're already at 36 minutes. So, thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you very much for your time.